Finding the right bank isn't as easy as it should be. A few months back, my wife and I finally decided to make the move and switch banks. We had gotten next to no interest for years, and fees showed up seemingly randomly. You just can't trust that kind of system with your money. So we started looking around, trying out a few big names, some online banks, even a couple of local credit unions, before landing on something we hadn't even heard of before: Consumers Credit Union. They advertise no monthly fees, up to a 5% APY, and anyone in the US can join, even if you don't live anywhere near a branch. Sounds good to me. So I signed up, gave it a real shot, and now after a few months of daily use, I gotta say I'm impressed. So I figured I'd make this video to give you my full experience. Everything from what they offer and how their banking system works, to where they succeeded and where I think they could improve. By the end, you'll know whether CCU actually fits the way you manage your money day to day. Let's dive on in. So despite the name, Consumers Credit Union ain't some tiny local outfit. They're based out of Illinois, but membership is open nationwide. You just pay a $5 fee to join the partner organization, and then you can open your account like normal. They've been around since the 30s, actually, and are member-owned, meaning they're not focused on shareholder profits. That's the appeal, right? More value back to customers, fewer surprise charges, better rates across the board, and to be fair, most of that held up. Their website is straightforward, they don't bury you in jargon, and the rates they advertise are the real deal, as long as you are active enough to qualify. So I went online to open my account, took all of 5 minutes, but there was one step that caught me off guard, which I mentioned earlier. To even qualify as a member, you have to donate $5 to a nonprofit partner called the Consumers Cooperative Association. It's not shady or anything, it's just a little unexpected. After that though, the setup was smooth. I signed up for the rewards checking account to test that high interest offer. The debit card came in a few days, and as far as the mobile app, it does the trick. All the basics are there: deposit checks, transfer money, pay bills, the usual. And linking it to my other banks was easy. It's not a flashy UI by any stretch, but I haven't had anything crash or fail on me yet, which is a huge step up. One note: if you're someone who prefers walking into a branch and talking to a person, this may not be the best fit. They only have a few physical locations and everything else is remote. That said, support was quick and actually helpful the one time I needed help, so while it's remote, it's not impersonal. So the main draw here is that rewards checking account, which advertises up to 5% APY on balances up to $10,000. But that rate isn't automatic. You've got to meet some monthly requirements to get it. So to qualify, you'll need to actively use the account. That means making at least a dozen debit card purchases every month, having $500 or more in direct deposits, and opting into e-statements. And if you want that full 5%, you'll also need to use one of their credit cards regularly. It's a bit of a checklist, but it's all spelled out clearly on their site, and I've managed to hit the requirements without too much trouble at all. If you do all that, yeah, you actually get that 5%. I've been tracking it for a couple of months now, and it's held up. If you miss the mark even a little, your rate drops quickly though, and the account becomes more of a basic no-fee checking option with decent but not standout perks. One thing I've really liked is their unlimited ATM fee reimbursements. I do not live anywhere near any of their ATMs, so I've been using whatever's nearby, and getting those fees credited back has already saved me a decent chunk. They also offer a few other account types, like a Smart Saver account that gives you 3% APY on the first $1,000, though you do need to keep that one linked to your CCU checking account and meet other similar activity requirements to maintain the rate. Their CDs are also worth a look. At the time I signed up, they were offering 4.25% on a 9-month term with just a $250 minimum. And if you're looking for an HSA, a health savings account, CCU has one with tax-free growth and decent rates, especially if you're building up a larger balance. So it's not just the checking account that's solid, the savings options and the occasional CD promo make the whole package a little more appealing. If you're thinking about giving Consumers Credit Union a try, be sure to check out the link in the description. There's usually special deals down there that you wouldn't find if you went directly to their website. Let me give you a little context here for why I was switching banks. Before CCU, I had a checking account with a local regional bank. The interest was basically zero, and they charged me $12 a month unless I kept a big balance. A lot of CCU's competitors are more in that vein. Like Associated Bank, for example, gives you 0.1% APY, but only if you got $10,000 sitting there. Anything less and you're either getting nothing or paying fees. CCU flips that. Instead of rewarding you for letting your money sit, they reward you for using the account, swiping your card, setting up direct deposits, staying engaged. That setup just fit better with the way I use my checking account. And it's not just about rates. CCU is just more transparent. I didn't have to guess what I'd earn or how many fees would pop up. The terms are laid out clearly. With Associated, I actually dug through their site and had to call support to get a straight answer on some stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there's totally still a place for traditional banks. They have their advantages. If you're looking for a full-service experience with in-person support and broader loan options, or just a more forgiving credit card approval process, you might find CCU a little more limited. Their credit card took a bit more effort to qualify for than I would have expected. I got approved, but I know a few people with solid credit who didn't. It's just something to keep in mind. But bottom line, if you're looking for a checking account that actually earns interest, Consumers Credit Union is honestly one of the better options I've come across. Just keep this in mind, the setup only works if you're using the account regularly. It rewards activity, not just balance. So if you're not the type of person to stay on top of debit card usage or monthly requirements, it might not be the right match. But if that sounds like your style, don't forget to check out the link in the description, because like I said, for most products we talk about, we've got these special deals that you wouldn't be able to get if you went straight to their website. So that's all for today, and if you've used CCU or are thinking about switching over, let me know in the comments. I'm curious how your experience compares to my own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.